Hello, this is Candace.
And my friend Jenny.
And y'all, we're coming to you. I mean, my head hurts. My head hurts. My heart hurts. Jenny, I'm in a way. I'm in a way.
Well, yeah, we know today Lori was in court. We thought it was going to be Chad and Lori. And then it was just Lori. And I did not get to watch it all. But Candace is going to fill me in here. I did get to see her when she was first in the courtroom. She was smiling. I mean, you know, the ones I saw of her when I was watching it live, you know, it was a smirk kind of smile. It wasn't like a huge
she gets in
smile.
Full celebrity veneer smile by the end and in the car.
Yeah, so the pictures that you put up on our community wall.
Yes, we put 3 up.
Yes. Hey, Tina Reddington.
And Tina Reddington was giving us, she was all in it today. She's been commenting, watching. I know she's been getting into it.
Yeah, she said she understands the head thing. So I had my grandchildren in the car, so I had them in the back seat, and I was kind of listening to it low, and then we had a doctor's appointment that we had to go to during the middle of the hearing, so I did not get to hear it, and I've had them till just now, till we got together. So I haven't gotten to watch it, but I'm going to go back and watch it. And you know, the pictures that we put up on the community wall, which I have not seen that live yet, but the ones of her in the police car I showed to my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
She said, don't look at the chat while you are driving.
I'm not going to look at the chat. She's going to be reading the chat.
I'm going to read it. Hey, Jennifer Rudd.
Hey, Jennifer Rudd. Me and her have already talked about this.
Hey, Julie Co. And so I show my husband this, and I'm like, this does not look like a woman who didn't kill her children. This looks like a woman. Hey, Philly. This looks like a woman that killed her kids, her husband, because number one, if all this was going on with your children and you were being accused of it, I don't feel like there would be any point you would put a smile on your face.
You would be devastated. You would be begging the court.
You would be saying, these are my kids. These are my kids. Hey, Alice and Umpleby. I'm sorry, we just jumped into this talking because, you know, Kathy, hey. So, yes, it is like, I feel like you would be devastated that your children have died, number one. You would... Murdered, that they were murdered. Hey, Language of Horses. And also you would be like, I did not do this. You would be doing anything you could to not look guilty of doing this if you didn't do it.
You would be begging the court, you're wasting your time with me.
Yes.
Go find the killers.
Exactly. You would not be smiling in the back of a police car.
No.
And what you put on there is exactly right. She looked like a celebrity.
She did.
She doesn't look like a celebrity, but she looked like the
whole thing of it looked like that. Yeah, like a setup.
Yes. And I think that, you know, seeing her sitting in that courtroom, she's got the long hair. I asked Candace, I said, do you think she has extensions or something? I mean, did you think her hair's really grown that long? I don't know. Maybe it does grow that long because she hasn't been able to get it cut. But how's she getting it curled like that?
I mean, I don't know the answer to any of these things. I mean, she looks...
Hey, Beach Bum.
I am just shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah, Beach Bum said she thought we would be on. Yes, absolutely.
I am just shocked how she looks. I'm shocked at her demeanor. I'm shocked that her lawyers cannot, have not, and I'm sure they've advised her on how to act in court, but she clearly goes by her own rules. because she's translated and she don't have to answer to nobody.
That's what she
including
thinks.
God is what she thinks. But
we know she's going to answer to God.
I'm going to tell you, I watched it 2 or 3 times. And I thought, here we just watched this whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing. And her demeanor played a lot in the court to the jury.
Mm-hmm.
It played a lot. The things that they're talking about and her reactions,
Mm-hmm.
or lack thereof, or lack of appropriate reactions, right?
Right.
It played a lot. And I thought, just when I thought Amber Heard might be the worst woman I've ever seen, Lori's over here going, hold my beer, because she's going to show us. She's the worst woman. I'm telling you, I am just shocked. I want to say this. If you don't know who Brittany Griner is, and, we ain't even got a comment on about Brittany Griner being held over there in a Russian prison for some THC or vaping, I don't know, oil. But it's illegal over there, right? So she's over there. Look up her picture of being in court. Look up what she looks like, because court here, jail here in America, it ain't enough. It ain't enough. Something ain't right. I think somebody's helping her on the inside, treating her well. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Now, she does look like she's aged, but like you said, being evil will make you age.
Yeah.
She probably looked that bad. People, they have filters, they have makeup they can do miracle work with. Yeah. She probably was that kind of person because she has put on a facade her whole life. So she is probably one of those people that never goes out in public with, out her face completely done. And she probably put lots of makeup on that probably hid a lot of that. But I do feel like she's aged somewhat in there. But she does not look she does not look like she is distraught, suffering, these kind of things.
She don't look like she's having a hard time at all.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, she does not.
Do you think?
Oh, no. No. It's ridiculous.
Matter of fact, I thought the police officer, when they were leaving, was carrying Lori's coffee in that like Yeti cup, but it was orange, I think.
Are you serious?
I thought if she hands that darn cup of coffee to her.
Tina Reddington, I'm sorry. You're right, Tina Reddington. Her Botox wore off.
No, I do believe that.
I bet that's true.
I do believe that. There are some pictures of her in the Grinch. I don't know if y'all been seeing these parodies. Her in the Grinch. Her looking like a Shih Tzu, getting his hair done with a little bow up in the head. I'm trying to think of some other ones because they were really funny. Charo without a guitar.
I liked them.
I hate to say that to Charo.
I know.
Because Charo's out there. Da, 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 you know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's from the 70s. We love her.
Yes,
but
we do.
We don't want to compare any decent human being with the likes of this mess.
Because she's evil. She's pure evil.
She had her biggest smile today when they were saying the words about conspiracy could do 14 years, life in prison, or death. And she's just smiling, honey. Like she's in a dental commercial. Smiling. I'm not kidding. All the teeth. All the teeth. And I know that she doesn't listen to reason, because that's what's got her here. But
so tell me what all happened in there. So Allison says she does have someone. When the lawyer directly beside her sat down to the table, both he and Lori, they were laughing. Watch it. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. I will have to watch. I'm definitely watching. It's crazy. See, the one I was watching, like, it was showing the emblem of the courtroom, and they were already seated by the time it went to them.
I didn't see her come in either.
I didn't get to see her walk in, so I don't know. So okay, so tell me how they ruled on.
They didn't rule it all. Judge Boyce, he can't. He's got to. And I understand it's a big case, and I understand that we want to get it all right. I'm on board with all of that. Mm-hmm. But, he's saying that the conspiracy charge where they put conspiracy to commit murder and grand theft in the same charge might be confusing to the jury when they go to read it. And I guess he's saying, like, you could say, well, she's guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, but maybe she wasn't guilty of conspiracy to do grand theft. And then I thought, and I don't know, I'm hoping not, that Rob Wood stood up and had a little oops to do right there in front of everybody with his mouth, because he said, we looked at all of this before we even took it to the grand jury. We proposed it to the grand jury, and they sort of signed off on it. That's the gist of what I thought he said. And then the defense attorney, Mr. Thomas, stands up and says, well, Judge, I didn't think that was the way it was supposed to go. I thought that what they did, they convene a grand jury, they present the evidence, and the grand jury comes up with the charges. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how that works. I'll have to ask my son. He was on a grand jury. He was like, had to do a year of the grand jury.
And you're just now telling us this information?
We've talked about this, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I thought that
Maybe it's not grand jury, but it is grand jury. He had to go and sit and listen to cases all day long and determine whether or not they would be able to.
Sounds like he needs to be in the back seat or the front seat.
All right,
that's what it sounds like.
Right.
I mean, I know he probably can't divulge too much because he's probably like what we are. There's not a whole lot you can tell, but we need to know. We need to know. How does this work? Now, we'll tell you it's probably different states.
Well, that's true too.
That's another thing gets me.
Okay, so what was this rule he was talking about when he started bringing up? He said here in Idaho, it's some rule that if it went away, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
Like when they were talking about Roe versus Wade, and he was talking about something. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about on there? I thought he said Abdul, but I could not remember what.
I know that.
Like, I could not hear because I was, like I said, I was trying to play it, and there were young ears in the car, so I kind of had it up to my ear, playing it quietly, so I could not hear. And he sounded like, if we do that, I couldn't make sense of anything he said, to be honest, and I graduated from a good law school. Okay, Kathy, thank you.
What did he say?
Oh, she just said she couldn't make sense of what he was saying. I could not hear, like, I couldn't make sense of what he was talking about either. But he was talking about...
He was saying, now I know what he was, I don't know what he was...
Gibberish, that's right.
Well, what he was trying to say is that the prosecutor, Rob Wood, had said, we go by the law of the land. We go by the statutes and the law of the land, and so that's what we go by. So he stands up and says, well, they just changed a law of the land, so how do we not know that they're going to change this law of the land? That's what he was saying.
Okay.
I don't know what it was about, but that's what he was saying.
Yes, I know. That's what Tina Reddington, that's what I was like, what is he talking about? But I guess word salad to confuse and mystify everyone, and that's, I'm sure. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to throw all this stuff out to make it where they can come back later and try to do mistrial or something, just to, I mean, don't you think? Like saying that about the grand jury and that they didn't do it right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're going after.
Yeah. But I will tell you that today, I don't even know how many times the word death penalty was brought up, or death. I thought it was a lot. I thought that, like I said, if you're just watching her demeanor, you would not know they're talking about her or that she might die, which I doubt they're going to do that. I mean, even if they gave her the death penalty, I doubt she'll ever see it.
Yeah.
But I did notice today that when he first started talking, I'm talking about her lawyer, Mr. Thomas, and he says, we need to know, like, yes, you found her guilty of commit murder. Yes, you find her guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. And he didn't say yes. He didn't say that we wanted to say yes or no until like the very end. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny because I thought if you were saying that in front of a jury, I mean, you're just sort of reiterating. You already know probably what's going to come down the pipe here. You're just trying to handle any of these issues before appeal. That's what I thought he was kind of saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he did. He sounded, I did hear that little bit that he said, you know, what that's why he wanted to go back to the grand jury, because then they can handle it before an appeal. So it's ridiculous.
Now, I want to talk about this next thing.
Okay.
In our little picture for the live, we held up our hands, didn't we, Jenny?
We did.
We held up our hands because we want to show everybody we're married. We're sending a signal. It's a signal to somebody out there. We married.
That's
we
right.
married. Now, there's been a lot of discussion, which it doesn't really matter about what is on her hand. Chanley Painter, who I love her, she's on Court TV. She thought it might be a hair tie. They thought it might, I've heard some people say it might be black electrical tape. Somebody said it might be a silicone ring. Some people say you can wear your wedding ring in jail. You know, I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's a signal. It's what it is. It's a signal. It was a signal today to somebody, probably Chad. What do you think?
I mean, of course it had to be.
Okay.
It had to be.
So, me and my friend, Jay Rudd on here, been my friend since 6th grade, we were talking about it, and I said, you know, when Chad entered his plea of not guilty.
Right.
Now, we know he's lying. He knows he's lying.
Jennifer Rudd said, my bestie.
Yes. So he's got his hands. I can't even make my hands do what his hands was doing. But they was really tight. I mean, he was really struggling to get through what he had to do with his outer body language. Not necessarily with what he's saying. Because they probably told him, just look right at the judge, say it confidently. You know, I'm right here. Just say it, you know. But he had his hands, I can't even do it. First of all, I'm driving. But he had his hands in such a way. You got to go back and see it. We might go back and try to find a picture of it and put it on the community page.
Yeah.
But he had his hands in such a way that it was signaling to me, this man knows that he has done some horrific things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I do wish they'd have been there today together because I think we would have learned a lot. What if Chad didn't look at her and she's flashing that ring? What if she smiles at him and he don't look at her? Have you thought about this?
Yes, I have.
Oh, Jenny, we hit a bump. You
My God. We're good, y'all. We're good.
Listen, they're doing construction on the road. We hit a bump. That's never happened. Jenny, I hollered. I don't know if they heard me, but I did holler. We hit a bump.
Hey, Angel.
We're going to get somewhere and park. But
he will be instructed not to look at her when they are together. Laugh out loud, but
yes,
you can't, that said.
But she is not following the rules.
Yeah.
She's going to be over there blowing kisses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so I think that this is what I think.
Okay.
Which I think a lot of y'all think is too. I think that Chad might really be the one to turn on her. Because he's going to turn and make it look like it was her and Alex.
Yes.
And, you know, of course, we know the evidence is going to be different than that. But I'm just saying, he might take a plea deal. He might turn.
Gina Reddington said, damn, look like y'all rolled the darn car.
Y'all squealed for us, didn't you? Y'all thought we'd have levitated up in here or something. I promise you, we're not translated. We can't do anything. But we hit a bump. The thing just fell over.
It did. It just fell.
We're okay.
We are good.
We are okay.
Good. Yes, Chad will turn and she will not. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I'm going to tell you, that smile, honey, she's eating it up. She's eating it up. She ain't living hard enough. I'm telling you, she
Rhonda
ain't.
wants us to go park. She says she's worried about us driving.
Oh, we're okay. We just went over a train
We did go
track.
over train track then.
It wasn't our fault.
She is looking out the window.
It wasn't our fault. It's like they were
A big
repaving the
divot
road.
in the road, yeah.
And it said bump, but you can't do nothing but go over it.
That's right. But yes, I do think that. I think he is going to try to point the fingers at them. I mean, he's already got his kids saying it on, 48 Hours or whatever show they were on.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that was the first part to set that in place of his defense. So answer me this, when they are tried together, how does that work? If you're tried together,
They sit at the same table.
so they can, but when you're tried together, you can do that. You can go after the other person. I guess that's fine. That's legal.
Well, I think that what it is they're charged together like co-conspirators, but really the jury's gonna have to come down on a charge on Chad Daybell, and they're gonna have to come down on charges of Roy Daybell. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It ain't an all-in-one thing.
No. Okay, Kathy said, yes, you can. You can turn at any time until you are convicted. Okay. So, I mean, I just...
Well, think about this. Y'all just think about this. We know what Chad looked like when Lori gave him a makeover. She cut his hair. He lost some weight. He looked like he might have gone surfing a little bit. I don't know. But he had his hair more up. He looked more modern. He did not look like a traditional Mormon man in the church.
No.
He did not.
Right.
Every time I've seen him in the court or on the Zoom or whatever, he looks like a different person than was in Hawaii. He looks like he's got the white shirt on. He's got the tie on. He's got his hair more in that regular look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not gelled up, not,
Yeah.
fancied
I
up.
mean, yeah.
He just looks regular. But he has laughed one or two times. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what he was laughing at, but he has smiled or laughed. But she comes in there like it ain't even a court proceeding. Like it is not even a trial.
It's like her,
and she's just there for the show.
Like it's her publicity.
Yeah, her
She's
tour.
there
Her
for
tour.
her, yeah.
Her tour. She's seen Chad do the book tours, making $2,000 a year, and she thinks it's her tour.
Yeah. What's her tour right to prison?
And somebody said today that when they talked about her being in the hospital, that she had a little sly look. Yeah, we know that she was not incompetent. She's crazy.
She is crazy.
She's evil.
And I am a little shocked. Like I don't know why she's not trying to turn on him. I mean, like,
so she
as
wants,
evil and conniving and manipulative as she is, I am shocked that she is not trying to say, oh, it was Chad and Alex. I had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Even though she's talking about them being zombies and being in her way and all this stuff.
Well, I think she's going to try to play it like she was brainwashed. And that Chad brainwashed her.
So that's why she's still wearing his ring.
Well,
she's still brainwashed.
She's brainwashed. She's under his control.
So that's how she's probably talked to her. That's how her lawyers are probably going to try to approach this then.
Somebody's got some music playing. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Around these parts, we like to rev up our motors and play our music on I don't know what level. I don't know how these people can hear.
I know. Hey, Julie Co.
What do you think?
I mean,
there's a reason that she wants them together.
Yeah, I don't.
And he wants them apart.
And that's true. I mean, I guess that could be the reason, is because she is going to pretend that she was so in love with him, and so she just was like in these cult type situations where he was her leader, she was following, doing whatever he said. I mean, I guess that's what she's gonna say.
Well, she don't give off no impression that she's been in no cult, like brainwashed.
She does not.
Do you think?
No, she doesn't. But I mean, I feel like that's what she's gonna try to say. I don't know. Tina Editing says sounds like here, so where she is the same thing. Yeah, it's like everywhere we park is like we get to hear this noise. But with it being winter, I mean, once it gets to be winter, it's not winter yet. Look, it's 75 degrees, and I'm already feeling like it's winter, but it's
because it's been cloudy for 3 days. I'm having seasonal affective disorder. The sun is peeking through back there, but I mean, not enough, right?
Yeah.
And it's only been like 75. Normally it's like 95.
Yeah, and I like warm weather, so when it starts doing this, I start getting like, oh no.
I know.
School's starting, and so anyway, yes.
We parked.
So now, look, Kathy said they turned their heater on the last 2 nights. My husband has a little, he sits out on the back porch and has a little heater, and he said he lit it the other night too. Beach bum needs sun too. Yes, too much rain and humidity. I dread winter too. It's, I mean, the only good thing about winter's going to be we don't have to
run the car.
We don't have to run the car. Jennifer Rudd says she doesn't act like she was brainwashed. If she was going for that angle, she better work on her acting skills. Yes.
Well, I was just disheartened. The only thing that it ain't much about it that gives me faith. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only thing is her demeanor, the way she dresses. I mean, she ain't in there looking like no librarian.
No, she's
Have you
not.
seen? Yeah, she ain't looking like no librarian. But I'm gonna tell you something. KJ asked me the other day, which I already printed this out. I don't even know if we're gonna talk about it today, about Scott Peterson. I watched the whole trial. First of all, I watched it from when it happened. Then I watched the whole trial, and they brought him back in the other day, because they had a little get together this week, because they want a new trial. They want a new trial because they thought there was some juror misconduct. The juror didn't answer, I don't know how many questions it was, maybe 200 questions, didn't answer the questions like they maybe thought that she should answer the questions. And so they want a new trial. And he's in there laughing. Now, he is in his jumpsuit, and he's shackled. He had a boot on. I don't know how he hurt his foot, his ankle. He had that on.
Well, I mean, she will probably be in a jumpsuit once she goes to prison. Maybe that's the difference. Does anybody know? Is that the difference? Once you go to prison, are you in the jumpsuit when you come to the courtroom? And
I think it's different by state, because I do know that when Jodi Arias was on trial, and if you haven't watched that is a spectacular one to watch. And that is in Arizona. Where
Kathy said he's already convicted, so he probably doesn't have real clothes, because they don't have any of that.
Well, when Jodi Arias testified, and she testified for several days, they had to go ahead and get her up on the stand. Now, she was in regular clothes, but she was shackled. This is in Arizona. And so they would put her up on the stand because they said they did not want the jurors to see her walking in shackles and to sort of already know that she's in jail. That's what they said. It's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Lori, other than her Botox falling out and maybe not enough moisturizer, she didn't look like she's suffering that much.
I mean, she doesn't. She looks like she's aged, but I do think a lot of that is she doesn't have access to everything she used to cover up her face. I mean, I don't know. But she doesn't look like she's sad or depressed or
worried. Now,
or missing her children or anything like that. Her feelers are gone. That's right.
some people said that her laughing and her smiling, which this could be true, is she's nervous. Now I did see her one point at the beginning of it. You don't see her legs shaking, but you see her whole body kind of doing that, like you're shaking your leg, which is usually a sign that you want to get out of wherever you are. You're uncomfortable. You're tired here. You know, you want to leave, or you're uncomfortable. But she doesn't have natural human emotion. We know this.
No, she does not.
Mm-hmm.
She is crazy. I mean, that is for sure.
I'm telling you right now, I cannot wait till both of them are sitting there, because we're going to be able to glean a lot from that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
Did he have on a wedding ring when he was in court? Wringing them hands like he
Well,
was?
he had them like, I don't even know how he had them. I don't know if he had it like this and he had them scrunched down. Of course, they're tiny hands.
Look,
His tiny hands. But they were like, his gosh, I don't even know if I could do it, because I ain't committed no crimes.
Right.
But he had his fingers, they looked straight, but it's like he was clenching them, like he couldn't get them, like almost like his hands were in a praying stance, but down on the table. Like, I know I'm lying, Lord, but please don't hold it against me. That's what That's what his demeanor read to me.
Yep.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, and so, but do you remember if he had a ring on?
I don't remember nothing about that, because see, I think they take like a gold ring. Her ring was, whatever that was, let's say it was a silicone ring. That's what it was. It was silicone. Like, you could hurt somebody with a diamond. Or, this is valuable. Somebody cut your finger off of that.
Do you think anybody in her family seen her?
Today?
Like, I'm sure she didn't go in with a silicone ring, so somebody would have had to send it to her.
Oh, yeah, they
or
provide that stuff. Yeah. Somebody provided that or mailed it to her or something.
Do you think her family's gone to see her? Can crazy people be put to death in America, Julie Coe said. It looked like her malachite ring, Angel said. And then...
First of all, they don't put a lot of people to death at all. There's one here that was a case that killed several people. We've talked about it on here. She's been on the death row 1988. She's still alive and well. So I don't think they'll put her to death. Do you? You know who we're talking about?
Yes, I do.
I don't think they'll put her to death.
Yeah, we saw those detectives were there. Beach Bum said.
They were watching her like a hawk. Watching her like a hawk.
Language of Horses said, I saw a black ring on her finger. Yeah, and we think that she was like, that was some, you know, if she wearing that for Chad to say,
we together.
Yeah.
Or her new husband.
Yeah, she might be married to somebody else by now.
Yeah. And you know, I know prison might be harder than jail.
Yes.
Don't you?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Edie Ruth thinks it's a malachite ring, too.
Might be. But I think that...
and Kathy said women are rarely actually put to death. I mean, isn't that terrible, though? Oh, and Rhonda said maybe she gave herself a tattoo ring. You know, she could have just drawn it on with a Sharpie. Who knows?
I mean, we couldn't get quite close enough to see it. But I do think it was something, because if you zoom in on it, it almost looks like the top of her... Like, I have my ring on. Well, my finger, it doesn't look tight. My finger doesn't look white or blanched. That's what that's called.
I'm going to show you mine. I have gained a lot of weight. I've been married tomorrow 32 years. Happy anniversary to my husband. If he watches
to only
this.
One husband.
To only one husband for 32 years.
And I'm just saying that because good for her. And... You ain't killed him yet.
That's right. That's right. But see, I can't even get my ring off anymore. And her hand looked like that, where it was kind of like something was pressing on it.
Yeah. It looked just a little tight.
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
It could have been that she got a silicone, somebody bought a silicone ring, or it. You know, they say that some men wear washers, like you know, when you're doing an appliance or your car and you have a washer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Well,
I have no idea.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let's see. Somebody said on here there was a picture of the ring she ordered somewhere online, and the one she had on today, Kathy said it was different. So I don't know. Thank you all very much for the happy anniversary wishes.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
That's right. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I am.
Well, you've been married.
I've been married almost 30 years, and you know, I've already told y'all this on here before. I'll tell you again. I married this day to this day because of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, not because of me.
That's
I'm
right.
just gonna tell you, because I'm human, and there's been days, especially hunting season. You know, it's coming up. Y'all gonna hear a lot about it. I will be what they call a hunting widow.
That's right. We might do extra videos.
That's right,
Who knows?
because I'm a empty nester. Got that going on. And it's fixing to be hunting season. It starts the first week of September, and it goes right on till January 1st.
Yep.
Nonstop.
So
it was very difficult,
see
and he might be watching, but he knows it was very difficult when our children were little. I've come to terms with it. He did do it before we got married, but I didn't know how hard raising kids was going to be. So there were some very tough times in there.
Well, and I do think that you think that. I think that there are a lot of things that you or your spouse do before marriage that it doesn't seem like a problem then, but once you start having a family, it is more challenging.
Yeah, you just don't know.
But no, so but we stick it out. And I'm sure they say the same thing about us. They
I'm sure. I promise you, I'm not perfect.
I don't think and I'm not perfect either.
I don't want him getting on here making no videos about being married to me.
Right.
So, but we have, you know, we just held to the commitment we made.
We did, but I'll tell you this too. I think it's healthy to do things, to be able to do that. Where, you know, like my husband likes to golf. And I think it's healthy to be able to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like if you feel like you have to be together all the time, you know.
You may be not developing as a whole person.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look at us. We're doing this. Our husbands are not here.
That's right.
They have been on a video, though.
They have.
Which I cannot even believe.
I know.
That they did.
I know.
I cannot believe that they did that. But,
they're good sports.
They're good sports. But marriage is hard. So,
yep.
Kudos to people who do it.
That's right.
Kudos. But, yeah, Lori was flashing it out. She's married to somebody. She's married to somebody. It might have been Moroni. I'm being serious. She said that. Might have been Moroni.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
It was a signal to somebody. We feel like it was Chad. Somebody asked me, do you think he's seen it? I said, heck yeah, he's seen it. Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I feel sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel sure that, hey, KJ.
She's coming on at 9. We're going to watch that. I know. We're going to have to wrap this up. Because she was on live today with Crescia K, Difficult Research. So they listened to it, you know, we were listening to it together. But, yeah, I
mean, I really hate they weren't in the courtroom together already because I'm like you. I think it's going to tell a lot as soon as you see them.
Yeah.
In that courtroom together.
I'm ready for some of these women lawyers to stand up and be saying something. I'm ready for some smackdown. I mean, I'm ready for a little bit of it. I will tell you, if you watch at the beginning of the thing, the little thing we had today. She's looking over. What's the lady lawyer's name that's sitting beside Rob Wood? What's her name? It's not Rachel Smith. It's the other one. She has spoke on a Zoom before, and she seemed to have her information going, but in her confidence, because when women are in a male-dominated world, because we know this because of women doctors,
that's right.
They're held to a higher level. Lindsay Blake.
Thank you.
They're held to a higher level, and so they extra prepare. They're extra because they have to prove themselves so much more. It's not right, but it's the way it is. When they're in medical school, I'm sure when they're in law school or the military, they have to really just stand out, head and shoulders above the crowd, right? They can't just slide by. They ain't gonna because they're giving them a hard time because they're coming into a male-dominated profession. I'm ready for these women to stand up and give a little smackdown. But today, I feel like right before it started, or maybe Rob Wood had started talking, and she's looking past, like if you're the person, if you're Mr. Thomas, she's looking past, and I'm pretty sure she was looking at Lindsay Blake. I don't know if she was looking at her hair color, her makeup, how smooth her face looked.
Probably.
I don't know what she was looking at, but you could tell for half a second she was a little envious of whatever she was over there looking at, and I don't think it was Rob Wood. I think it was Lindsay Blake. Because Rob Wood was like looking at his papers. And go back and look at it. Go back and look at it.
Yeah, when I watch it, I'll have to pay attention. Excuse me. And then she looked like the meds had her wigging out today, probably.
Now, I did notice that too. I want to see some more pictures of her. Her smile looked a little crooked. I don't know if people know what I mean when I say that, but it's almost like her lips didn't line up. It's like it was a little bit, the smile was a little bit more to the right. I didn't know if that was like some psych med, because you can get some symptoms.
Oh yeah, you definitely
from the meds.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I did think she was smiling a lot, not showing her teeth, but then she gets real comfortable and she shows the teeth. And
that's right.
What'd you think?
Oh yeah, I think so. And Allison said we need the women lawyers like Vasquez in Johnny Depp's trial. Absolutely,
my gosh.
Absolutely.
Look, find us some of them. I mean, y'all, I know she ain't gonna do it, but I wish
she'd get on that stand.
I wish she'd get on stand. I know she ain't gonna do it, but in her mind, she thinks she could, and she thinks she could hold her own.
Oh yeah, because she thinks she's untouchable. It's bizarre that she has done everything she's done. Well, I mean, I guess
she's above the law. She doesn't have to answer to anybody, including God.
Yeah.
That's important to remember. That's her mindset. She's wrong, but that's her mindset.
Yeah. Well, and she's grown up with people.
Define the law.
And getting away with it, and getting away with this, and getting away with this, and getting away with this till...
thinking that they don't... And it irks me. Like her dad don't want to pay taxes. Don't believe in paying taxes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make me pay all these taxes. What do you think is paying for all this stuff that's going on with Mrs. Daybell? Taxes. Tax dollars of the people of Idaho.
Yes.
I mean, tax dollars might have bought that outfit she had on. It might have bought that little rubber band that was up in the top of her head.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I mean...
When I saw her with her hair up on her head,
she's trying to look young. That's what it is. Little girls do that.
Yeah.
And I seen
young and innocent. That's what she's trying to do, is look young and
not
innocent.
like a librarian, because we know she ain't no librarian.
That didn't go over well.
Yeah. But somebody put up a picture of Pebbles. Remember Pebbles and Bam Bam?
Yes.
Somebody put up a picture of Pebbles. Of course, she had a bone in hers. But she did.
I know she did. I
don't know why we're gonna hurt Pebbles like that.
Yeah,
I love Pebbles and Bam Bam.
I love
Flintstones.
Yep, me too. That's good cartoons back in the day.
Mark my words. I'm gonna say this, and maybe we'll be wrapping it up. What time is it? Because we got to get home. We got to get ready for KJ.
7:00.
Yeah.
Well, 6:53.
I mean, we about rolled the car. I mean, not really, but it did appear that way.
Let's see what people been saying real quick.
I held
Lori isn't the prettiest girl in the room. That's right, anymore. That's what
or the youngest.
Language of Horses says. That's
and that's
right.
hard to come to terms with.
That's right.
We work with a CNA, which there was a time when I was the youngest person on the unit.
Me
It's
too.
a long time ago, but I was. And you sort of going through that, and, you know, people are like, well, how old are you? And you're like, oh, I'm 21. And they're like, oh, my gosh. And, you know, you think you've come a long way, baby, but not really.
No.
But there's somebody on our unit who, she was like 18, 19, and now she's like 21 or 22, and somebody has come in younger than her. And she's like, I'm not the youngest anymore. And I'm like, yeah, those days don't last long. Honey.
No, they don't. I said,
it's always somebody younger,
right.
prettier,
mm-hmm.
not wiser, though. That I can tell you.
That's right. Well, I said the other day, I
gotta stop touching my face.
The newest anesthesiologist in our
he looked like a baby.
Is younger than my daughter. So
how old is he? 28?
I think they said he's 31.
I mean, like a baby.
Well, maybe he is in his 20s.
He looked like a baby.
I don't know. We'll have to.
He looks like a baby.
Again. But anyway, yeah,
we'll season him up all though. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
They act one way when they come in. You give them a little bit. We'll season him right on up.
That's right. Yes, we will.
But yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. This is horrible to say because it's about the wherever she's staying.
Okay.
The jail.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be some inappropriate behavior. I believe it. With some police officers. I believe it. It's coming down the pipe.
You think she's trying to manipulate them already?
Oh my gosh.
I know she is.
I know she is. And we know that, I mean,
No yoga pants for Lori.
Her pants were tight though, and she had heels on. They were clanging when she was going out to her entourage. I'm telling y'all, I thought if that police officer gives her that cup of coffee, I am going to lose it.
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh!
Did you see it?
I did not. But
yeah, well, you can go on Nate Eaton's Facebook. It ain't long, like 2 minutes, and she's walking out and she's smiling, and they're like, clear the way, clear the way. I'm like, let them have at her, stomp on her. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it's not right, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, why do you care if people are all up on her, asking her questions? They should be asking her questions.
Absolutely, they should.
And so anyway, she gets in the car. Well, you can't really see close up, but they got that zoom lens. They're taking all them photos. But she hears all that clicking. She knows it's for her.
So
she knows she's the star. Look at the sun coming out, giving us some vitamin D.
It is.
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up because I got to get home. You live 40 minutes that way. I live 40 minutes this way. We got to get ready for KJ.
We do.
Because I know she's going to have some insight.
Yes.
Some insight.
Yes, she is.
She speaks my love language.
And so I need to go watch.
You got to get caught up.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it on as soon as we're done.
You got to get caught up so that you can watch her. Yep. And next time we're going to talk about the Scott Peterson thing, okay? Because there's a lot of similarities to these cases. Mm-hmm. I'll just hit just a high point right now. We do not know how Lacey Peterson was murdered, but we know she was. And like today, they kept saying alleged crimes. I would like to say it was not alleged. Those people are dead. They were murdered. It's not alleged.
Right.
It's alleged that these people participated in it, but it's not an alleged crime. No. These people, crimes were perpetrated against these victims and victims' families.
Absolutely.
See, I would like them to change this language that they use.
Yes.
And giving all this rights to them and those poor victims. I mean, all right. So we're going to wrap it up.
We are. So let's say bye.
Say bye.
Bye, Sandy Majors.
You have to read the names.
Okay. Agree she will try to seduce a jailer, attorney, or anyone who might benefit her in some way.
Somebody said Mark Means ain't even practicing in Idaho anymore. Moved out of the state.
Really?
That's what it said.
My gosh.
I mean, I'm not fact-checking all this stuff. I don't
Yeah.
live there, but
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Of course, he
Oh,
might have
and
went to California to sell books and make movies.
Yeah, he may have. He may have already sold his story.
Amber Heard, this could be a role for you. Amber Heard, if you're not Amber Heard, I'm talking to her. Amber Heard, this could be a role for you. That could.
That's right.
Ain't much acting gonna be needed.
No, that's right.
Ain't that right?
That'd be good. Oh, that'd be good.
We might have to watch that.
That's right. We might have to. All right. Tina Reddington by Language of Horses, Julie Wilburn, Jennifer Rudd, Rhonda, Jennifer, Baker Canner, Edie Ruth, Allison Umpleby, Angel, Language of Horses. Thank y'all, Angela. Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all so much.
And I'm going to go watch this morning's hearing. I'm going to go watch KJ and Krisha, and then I'm going to watch KJ.
And then I'm going to look for the picture of the hands.
That's right.
I'm going to look for
and we're
the
going to
picture
get
of the
that on
hands.
on the community
And
wall.
everybody practice. Try to see if your hands can do it. But they probably can't because they're not guilty with blood all over them. But just see if your hands can contort.
The way
like his
that
hands
did.
contorted.
Okay.
Yes. But
Thank you all so much.
That's right.
But go ahead. You were going to say what?
Until next time.
We're like trying to hurry to get to watch this.
But until next time, we love y'all. We thank y'all for watching. Watch or rewatch. Make comments. Help us in our fight for justice.
Bye, KJ, too.
Yes, bye, KJ.
All right. Bye.